All right, take two of trying to get this to work. So, sorry about the previous attempt there, everybody. We had some technical difficulties, but Jade Burr here and Mama Duck, the best known in the league. With me, we have the birthday boy, Mr. Jarrett Reese, Brandon Wrestler, Kevin Stanley Jr., the VP of the Triple S series, and Ryan Jones. Guys, how are we doing for the second time tonight? I'm sorry.
We're
Hot
doing
wings.
good.
Good, good. Glad to have you all here. Mr. Reese, I want to wish you a happy birthday yet again. Trying to
Thank you.
get back to what we were talking about before, I realized I had no audio. So, um,
Everybody sing on three. Sing on three.
The picture was perfect, though.
oh yeah, everything else is fine. But, no audio. No audio. So, Mr. Reese, we were talking about, the changes from when we first started to now. You want to reiterate on what you were saying there for a hot second?
Sure. Like I said, we just went from Gran Turismo Sport to added NASCAR Heat to our schedule, and then I don't know what particular order we went in, but we added Hot Rings on GTA, Wreckfest, stuff like that. And now you're moving up to iRacing,
Yeah,
which is pretty exciting.
it is pretty cool, and it's been, at least from my standpoint as the owner of the league, to see the transition of a lot of our driver core that was on console. Our D4C guys, Marty and Turf, them following Dash following up and getting onto iRacing and starting out. Like last season, Marty ran away with a lot of races. Marty was really quick last season, and he won a lot of races and gapped a lot of the field. But a lot of these guys moving up and continuing to move with us is really cool to see. And then you have the addition of like our new drivers that are coming in, like Brandon and Ryan, that bring something else to the table for us. And Will's not here tonight, but I've told Will multiple times throughout this whole process to start this season that he's done a phenomenal job getting drivers in, putting these races up, doing everything he needs to do in order to make this as successful as possible. And I couldn't be more proud of him. But Brandon, Ryan, what do you guys see? As you guys are coming in, and I know Ryan, you and I talked a little bit earlier before this all started. But what do you guys see as you guys come in, and what do you expect out of us in order to bring the best racing possible?
I mean, I am extremely new to iRacing. So, I'm looking for mentorship, leadership, honestly. Um, just trying to figure out how to get into the groove of the circles and, be a benefit to the team, truly.
Ryan?
Yeah, honestly, Brandon, that's what I really am looking forward in this league to do. I'm really seeing a lot of guys in this league that are racing nice and clean and everything, and they're not trying to be Dale every lap. They're not trying to just wreck the whole field or take somebody out because they want to. Everybody seems to race pretty clean. Everybody has their accidents. That's okay. But, like this has been it's been a cool experience, especially since this is my first year doing iRacing and this is my first league. You guys have given me like a bar to set for any other ones that I happen to race in.
I'm in that exact same boat.
Well, I appreciate that. I know that we talked a little bit after the Glen, and I was telling you guys about some of the history of the league. You know, like we had a stretch probably probably 2 years ago where we were 30 plus to start the season, and we ran at least 30 um, in all of our series, which we had at that time. We had a truck, an Xfinity, and a Cup series. We ran 30 plus. Um, our Xfinity series was probably the best out of the three, it ran caution-free besides stages for, I think it was like 3 or 4 races in a row, like starting with Atlanta. And for 30 guys to get on heat, we know that heat like wasn't the best. And just so that's just a testament. Now we've lost due to various issues, and we've lost a lot of those guys because they've gone on to do different things or have gone on to iRacing, done that sort of thing. But that's something that we preached down at when we were just on console, that we wanted clean, fast guys week in and week out, and there was a lot of competition, and the constructors championship between the teams is very hard fought. Mr. Reese, all about that, and and talking about Marty, not
Hard
meaning to
fault.
bringing up bad memories, but I know you and Marty have a very complicated history. you know.
Yeah, it's one losing the championship by maybe less than 4 points for what, like 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah, 3 seasons in a row, something like that. It was wild. You and Marty, man. Marty's one of our most competitive drivers, and I always said after if there was a Marty party win, everybody there was nobody complaining. Well, I ate those words a few times with Mr. Reese. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But
If you lose to him in the championship by a single point, you'll be a little upset with the Marty party win. But Marty's a good guy though.
Oh, Marty's a great guy. I like talking to Marty. He's always one of the top-notch guys. Moving on to more about the iRacing stuff. Is there any? I know that there's after we get the truck series off the ground, Will and I have been talking about promoting the IndyCar League with Kevin and Tony. Um, is there anything else that you guys coming in first year on iRacing? Is there something that you guys want to see us put up? Is there something you guys really want to race? Um, Brandon, Ryan, anything you guys?
I think it'd be beneficial for us new guys. Like, I've only had this. I created my account back in October, so creating like a mini stock series that's using like the free tracks, because there's a little bit of cost just trying to get into purchasing all the tracks and all the cars, and even running that trading paints pro program, so you can race with Team Paint, right? So looking at trying to do a purely, this is all the free content, still staying with the circles and maybe some with ovals and maybe adding a couple road courses.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right, that's definitely something to think about. Ryan?
So I saw this really cool idea on Facebook. The guys, what they do is they take all the free cars and they put them into a number wheel, and the number wheel picks what car you race that week, and then another number wheel picks the free track you race on that. And you put ovals and course races in there, and it's just random. It could just be a fun grab bag race we could all do.
Okay.
1600s at Wild West.
Oh my god.
Getting like the trucks at like I don't know, one of the circuit tracks that they don't normally drive on that's free. Like the Japanese one.
Oh yeah.
It's Okinawa Circuit. Like
yeah. That would be fun. What's the guy's name that does it? He does like the free rookie races, what he calls it.
Yeah.
I think I just saw one of his videos today, because they were at, I want to say it was Monza, going through the S's. The guy was practicing for an endurance race, and like his team car got wrecked because the guy behind him couldn't be patient enough to hold on.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Hello,
Nah,
darkness,
I,
my
that would
old
be a
friend.
fun thing to do though.
I think so too. Will actually just commented too that I forgot to mention that him and I were talking about doing
Could just join.
He did what?
I said he could just join.
He could.
Say it
Well,
himself.
him and I were talking about doing like the SK modifieds, doing a series of that, and then also street stocks as well. So that's also something else that's in the work that we mentioned. And the next, like I said, the next thing is IndyCar. We're gonna get that off because Tony and Kevin have been talking about that for the last year and a half, Kev.
Yeet.
So, um, that's something else we're gonna do. Um, Kevin, is there, is someone who's been here for a while and is making the jump to iRacing? Is there something that you want to see? Something that what your observation of the league is so far?
The league owner show up more.
Well, yeah, I know. Thanks, Kev. Thanks. Yeah. But other than that, Kevin, anything else? You can really think?
No, we finally got a bunch of people showing up now, so I think we're doing better than what we were.
Yeah, 5 people.
Raced with 3 people once.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm excited. Kevin, how's the wheel coming over there?
I'm still doing the freaking
Okay.
what?
All right.
Hostel page. Man.
So, something I didn't post, but we're
Been
going
used.
to do the random draw tonight during the podcast as
I
well.
figured we were going to do that tomorrow, so everybody has time.
I thought we were doing it tonight.
I thought we were until tomorrow, so everybody has time for roll call. We just put roll call in early.
Okay, all right. I thought we were doing it during the podcast. Never mind then. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
We got 19 people that checked in.
Yeah, 19 out of, I think there's 36 in the league total. So,
What?
that's a lot. I was talking to Will earlier today, and I had told him, I said, you said you're on the eve of like the biggest race that we've put on. And he goes, really? And I said, yeah. I said 36. I think that's the most we've ever had in a lobby, and we've had like 32, 33, 34, but I think 36 takes the cake.
Yeah,
So
you guys ought to find somebody to like be an announcer and a broadcaster to like announce over our races, like dead ass.
that is something else that Will and I have talked about. We want to get a few of the races under our belts first and get the racing clean, and then that's something that we're gonna.
Well, short of the first practice, the last couple races we had were pretty clean.
Yeah, I think so. I
First
agree.
practice was the slaughterhouse.
Yeah. um, Will and I have talked probably a good 40 minutes on the phone after every race. Talked about the different things that we've said, done, and what we think. And I think the biggest thing for us was doing that cutoff after the second practice race. That third one we did at was it Vegas, Kev? Vegas and Saturday, guys. So Vegas, when I said make it just guys we have in the league, and we had one caution because we somebody just didn't go off the start or whatever. So
I think you got looped out of 4,
yeah,
and it checked them up.
Yeah, something like that. So
Still trying to figure out that track, so I haven't done that one too much. I was just trying to sit back and watch your guys' lines and see what you were doing to see what was running hot, what was killing tires. I had to just sit back and just bite my tongue and deal with being in like I think it was like second to last or something. I didn't do that good.
Listen, I still
I got no problem coming in that place.
Yeah, listen, I expect it. So if I do any better, I'm like, oh, it's a good night. So other things we didn't talk about, we submitted we actually finished the rule book the other day and went through it. So you guys want to go on the rule book page, go under the iRacing section, and that's just all of our iRacing rules just for this series. After this season is done, we are gonna make just a separate rule book just for iRacing, just so nobody gets confused on rules and stuff, and it's not crazy. But with that being said, Dash, he commented on the stream, excited to be able to race this season with you guys and potentially more. Sorry, he wasn't here tonight. He had to work. So he couldn't join us on
He
the
just
podcast.
doesn't like us.
But
He's too busy with other things.
yeah. So so everyone should know that we went over. We just went off the actual truck schedule for this season, or is there any races that anybody wanted us to include that maybe next season we could talk about including?
Eldora. What? Who said Eldora?
Besides Kevin wanted to go to Eldora. Brandon, Ryan, Jardy, when you have iRacing next year.
Yeah.
Williams Grove.
Williams Grove. I know one track I kind of wish was included would be the Daytona Road Course.
Honestly, that's a good pick.
Kev, what'd you say?
I said, so you can change your brake bias again?
Yes. Like, so next time I hit the wall, I don't break off from here. Brandon, Ryan.
I tell you what, road courses are tough.
Yeah.
I like the road courses.
I wasn't like a huge fan of road courses until I started racing F1 years ago. And like I did F1 just to do it with everybody. But then like I actually started getting half decent at F1. And then I was still like iffy about it when we came on to iRacing, and Will talked last season about doing the endurance races like the 24 hours of Daytona. And so Will commented Sebring. He wants Sebring on the schedule next season. But I said, you know what, we'll do it. And then it just didn't happen. Well, then I don't know if you guys know the story about Kevin, Tony, Will, and myself, but we decided, and Will, I'm sorry if I'm oversharing a little bit here, but Tony, Kevin, and myself, we did not have the license when we decided to do the 24 hours, and Will was in a hospital bed. So
Tony was in the Caribbean.
Tony was in the Caribbean, yeah. And that was the Saturday. That was literally 7 days before. So, Kev, you got your license on Sunday. I got mine on Tuesday, and Tony got his on Thursday. So, yeah, that was a good time. That was fun. And if anybody's looking to do endurance races, we are gonna try to field some more cars in the upcoming. We got the 6 hours of Silverstone this Saturday, 12 hours of Bathurst the following Saturday. So if
What
anybody's
license class is that?
You need a C
In sports.
in sports.
Hit me up next year.
Okay.
See, my
Yeah. It doesn't take long to get them. We got Tony up from rookie all the way.
Yeah. Sorry, Ryan. Go ahead, buddy.
I didn't want to jump through those stupid Miatas. I still got to get my license in that. I've been doing all my GT racing on Assetto Corsa Competizione.
Okay. All right. What's that like? I've never actually played that before.
So it's like considered an arcade sim, so it's pretty good at mimicking real things, but some things it's not really as good at as like iRacing is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the learning curve's not bad. I mean, you could dial in your ABS and your traction control. It just kind of cruise the track without ever spinning around, learn your apexes, and then dial your stuff down to zero eventually so you can get faster lap times. But as the race goes on, you got to turn that stuff up because you're losing tires. So you turn on the traction control a little bit more because you're losing tread.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the only learning curve with that stuff. I mean, it's nothing bad. You could just always leave it at 5, though. I've raced with guys that leave it at 5 the whole race.
Okay. Will commented that the major series doesn't have a requirement, but the officials has a C. So, if you guys want to run the majors with us, I think that's what is that what Silverstone is? Is that the majors?
And
Yeah.
Le Mans.
And Le Mans, yes, because iRacing does not do a 24-hour Le Mans race anymore. So, but yeah, I've never played a Assetto Corsa. I was thinking about getting it there for a while, but then my buddy Jimmy Best, I think it was Jimmy that had it. He was saying like his buddy didn't like it or something like that. Um, he was explaining something to me. He basically dissuaded me from getting it. I was like, okay, I guess. But yeah, now
But
Jardy,
once they had the Mustang in there, it was over for me.
say that again.
Once they added the Mustang to the game, it was over for me. I started hopping on almost every night
Yeah.
because I love just racing those expensive cars, knowing that Mustang costs a quarter of what those cars on the track do, and it's keeping up with them.
Oh man. Gosh. Now Jardy, he does a lot of does a lot of Gran Turismo, and Jardy actually remade our car from the 24 hours on Gran Turismo, which was really cool. I unfortunately don't have a picture I can pull up right now. But I will, if I can get it, I will.
I need
Do you
to.
need me to resend it to you?
Yes, I don't know how.
We'll
I'm
just
gonna
go to the
Yeah.
messenger and just do your.
or share your
Second.
screen and show it, Jordy.
I
I don't
got
think I
it.
have
Let
it
me
saved on
log
my. I
in.
don't think I have it saved on my laptop.
Okay.
I'll send it.
Or just look at
Send it
Messenger.
directly to you, I guess.
Yeah, just send it in Messenger, then look on your look on your share your screen on your laptop.
You already showed it on messenger.
Or yeah, just go to my Messenger page and pull it up. Yeah, but Jardy remade it, and it looks really cool. So does Assetto Corsa? Does it have? So can you make like custom schemes on it or no?
I believe you can. There's a way to edit the files.
Okay.
Gotta go press on Tony stuff.
Dug that deep into it because honestly, like the paint options on the cars in the game, they're not bad.
Okay.
It's pretty. It's got a lot of stuff to it. Like you can add
I
different
thought
like
he
paint
sent it in.
designs, different colors, different paint types. Like
Oh no,
it's
he
pretty.
sent it on the PlayStation chat.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I think this is what.
I'm not gonna always log into Jordy's face. Log in on
Jordy's
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay. Yeah, I was dabbling in NASCAR 2003 because I was gonna do a little thing.
There you go.
Here it is. Yep. So there's our picture there of our Jardy's remake on Gran Turismo. It actually looks really cool compared.
It has no sponsors.
Yeah. Besides
We
the
ain't
no
making no
sponsors
money.
Doesn't
thing.
have the sponsors.
Yeah. Besides the no sponsors thing, I will be unveiling our car for Silverstone. I don't know what Kevin and Tony are doing for their car, but
I know.
oh, yep. There's the iconic picture on Daytona. Looks so cool.
Inmate.
Oh God. But yeah, Jardy, you did a great job on that. I really like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
How do I
There we go.
stop streaming? There we go.
So, yeah. What was I saying? Okay, so I want to hear a little bit about you guys. What is your what's your favorite like form of racing? Like what series do you follow the most racing wise?
NASCAR.
Just NASCAR in general?
Yeah,
Ryan?
that or a dirt track here local. But
What's your local dirt track?
Nodak Speedway. It's a 8th mile oval
Where's that at?
called Circle. Mine at North Dakota.
Oh, okay. All right, you're at North Dakota. All right. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm 35 minutes north of Pittsburgh. So my local's Lernerville. We have I think is it a 1/3? I think it's a 1/3. Um yeah, I do um I follow, if we're talking dirt, so my family raced a lot of late model and dirt. My great uncle is the most winningest driver at Lernerville. Which is a cool little fun fact. Um, and you can look it up. It's Bob Waring Sr. And then my cousin Brandon, he raced late model for a while. I follow sprint cars more. I enjoy the sprint cars. My favorite driver in the sprints is J Mac, James McFadden. And so Ryan, what's your favorites to follow?
Oh, geez, the two I follow the most are Nitro Cross and Formula Drift.
Formula Drift. That's something I never really got into. I think it's cool as heck because I can't do it, but you know, I just like racing in general. I can go watch anything.
That's because we broke, Jade. We don't have that 20,000 hydraulic brake.
uh, listen,
We don't have the 8 set of tiles laid up already, ready to change after one. We broke white
I
people.
mean, I'd agree with you though. Watching any kind of racing is good. I was watching snowmobile drag racing the other day.
That sounds
So,
really cool. I
no,
I
what else do you do when it's -20?
That's true. That's true. There was
Polar bear hunting.
there was I tell Will all the time. I said if I ever hit the lottery and I'm like, listen, you're gonna be my first call, and I'm gonna tell you to come up from Florida or we'll start looking for land in North Carolina because we're gonna buy land and we're gonna make Fatal more than what my shitty race car is in the garage. So
It's gonna make more than 3 laps.
it's gonna make more than 3 laps.
We make sure Jade ain't driving. He might about pay for it, but we make sure we make
He's
sure.
gonna put a lot of money into it, and it's gonna make 4
It's
laps.
gonna make 4 laps.
He wrecks at tested.
So
Honestly,
what kind of race car are you running?
I run a 06 Pontiac G6 or 05 Pontiac G6. Sorry, I'm running the enduro cars. I don't know what that is, what that equivalent is to out in North Dakota, but basically,
Pontiacs are known for their reliability.
yes.
Look, you say enduro cars here. That's where you put a whole bunch of jalopies out on a dirt track and you run as long
Yep.
as you can.
Yep.
There you go.
And when
Yep,
a car
that's
breaks
it.
down, it's okay. All right,
That's it.
same thing
There
then.
you go.
So I decided to do it because I have all the sim experience, but I don't have the actual on track experience. So instead of dumping, $5, $10, $20, $30,000 into a car that I'm gonna go wreck because I don't know how to drive it yet, I'm gonna go spend $1,000 on a enduro car, go wreck it a few times, figure out how to drive it, then slowly upgrade.
That's why you start with Sims or
Well,
what do we got? IMCA compacts where it's like a Chevy Cavalier.
yeah. Well, the next step up from the enduros for us is the mini stocks out here, and
Okay.
there's an actual touring series. There's like 6 or 7 tracks they go to around us on a weekly basis. So, that was the next step up for me.
Roster page is done with everyone.
Thank you, Kev. Was to do that. I just like I said, I wanted to not spend a whole lot of money till I got used to being actually on track, and that was the way to go. So, but the first time we got to the track, we went through tech, did all the fun stuff, and got out on track, and we started third. Well, lap 3, um, the girl that started in first. Well, no. Well, hold on, back up. Some guy sent it in too hard and hit me in the left rear. Well, it got me sideways, and like I'm spinning out because he just drove through me. So I'm trying to lock the car down, and so I can stop sliding. Well, the car just slides just a little bit too much. The girl that started in first, she came around and smacked me in the front end. She pushed over the frame like 3 or 4 inches to the right. Snapped the rad hoses. She put a hole. There's a hole in the radiator. Cracked the reservoir. Uh, it a whole bunch of things to it. So pulled off track. Uh, and it just was not our day that day. Well, then the second time, the car we're lined up. Well, the alternator went, and so we had practice Thursday night. Got the car over to practice, did all that fun stuff. Well, at some point between Thursday and Saturday, it just decided, or it probably went Thursday night. We didn't know because we didn't run the car that much. Well, we get to line up, get in line. I turn the car off because we're sitting waiting for the class in front of us to finish, and go to turn the car back on, and it won't start. So we're trying to jump it, and eventually we get it jumped, but I lost all electronics in the car, and it went into theft mode. So now it's sitting in the garage in theft mode, and I'm trying to work my way to get it out of theft mode right now.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is I'm kind of waiting to see is that there was an enduro the next day as well. And there was a guy that actually passed away due to a wreck that happened on track. So I haven't seen any enduros out for the year yet because normally they're posted with the big events for the year. So I don't know if they're doing enduros this year or not, and if they're not doing it, well, then I'm going to cut the cage out of that car because that's the only thing that's about worth in that car right now is the cage. Just cut the cage out and sell the car. I'm going to get it back to mechanical running and just sell it as is, and buy a mini stock and go from there.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm also the guy that's just started iRacing. And this is the only racing I'll ever get into, so
Yeah.
don't take any advice from me.
No. I'll take all the advice I can get. So something else that's really cool, I don't know if Will had told you, but he used to work for Ryan Sieg in the Xfinity series.
Yeah, I found that out today.
Yeah, so it's super cool that Will knows about everything. Like he could literally build you a car. It's so cool. And I'm very thankful to have Will to help put all this on in him having that experience. And like I said, if I ever hit the lottery, I'm telling Will to start looking for land in North Carolina because we're gonna take Fatal down there and go actually be a semi-real comeback for an actual race team. But um, so Kevin Jardy, you can answer this question too. Um, what was the big racing game that you guys played growing up? Like, what's something you sunk the most hours into?
Well, it's not wouldn't be like NASCAR or anything, but I guess like Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Okay.
I know that's not like a sim racing game or anything. I know it's like based on underground street racing, but me and NASCAR can
Yeah.
every day when we'd come home from school, we'd play that probably for like 4 or 5 hours every single day.
Was that the first one, or was that a...
Like
I think it came out in like 2006.
2005? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd
The
play that. We'd play that every single day.
the OG.
But then also like NASCAR 09, I think we played a good bit.
Mm-hmm. So is it Brandon? Brandon, yeah, Brandon,
Yeah.
yeah. So what was yours?
The first Need for Speed
Okay, all right.
back in, what was that, 04 Xbox.
Oh, is it
I'm
like
not gonna lie, I
It was like
was
the
really
original
unhappy with the
Underground.
ending. Yeah, I was really unhappy with how it ended.
now Underground what was it like Underground, Most Wanted, Carbon, and Underground 2? Like I was like watching a video about like the lore of Need for Speed. Those games were like the only ones that had the same player throughout them all. I think is what it was. Because Underground 2 came out after um, Most Wanted, I think.
We all
Look
had
Did it?
no business listening to that theme song in Underground. That song by 369 Mafia. It was on the
Oh,
main menu when you loaded in.
oh, what was it called? What was it called? I don't remember.
Get low.
Oh, oh,
Dum,
oh.
dum, dum, da, 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 da.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh my gosh,
what
chills
was that
right
Underground?
there. That was Underground.
Okay, so that would be the one. Need for
cause
Speed Underground.
okay, cause Underground 2, the song was Riders of the Storm. I remember that one.
Yep.
Uh, so I played the majority of mine was Most Wanted, um, NASCAR Dirt to Daytona, and NASCAR 7 were my big three. Those were the big three that I played. I played the most out of Dirt to Daytona. I enjoyed the dirt cars on there, running them around. I that's what I loved. Then 07, I loved how you could have like a team and you could build your team up and have actual drivers drive for you. It was that part was fun to me. The Need for Speed, I just love Need for Speed. I didn't know this for the longest time, but there's actually a Need for Speed Black Edition. Did you know that? For the Most Wanted?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard of it. Yeah.
So basically what it was just more cars, more was it more cars, more races, and there was something else too. And I almost bought it just to have it, because I went and bought an old Most Wanted so I could play it on the PS2 again, because I lost my PS2 games. I don't know where they went, but I had like that. I had like the original like sprint car game, like Road to Knoxville. Um, I played a lot of Saturday Night Speedway too. That was the other thing. Those were my games. Cav, what was yours? She's here. I don't think he's here. Ryan?
My gosh, I just thought of the name again and forgot it. Oh man.
Oh,
Oh my
actually, I thought of
gosh.
Okay, go ahead, Jordy.
I thought of two more. And now this is making me feel old because this was actually before my time. But the Nintendo 64, there was Mario Kart on the Nintendo 64,
that's
and
right. I forgot about that one.
they had a game called Rush, but it was like futuristic cars. But I think one of the cars that they had on there was still the McLaren F1. Because this game came out about like right around the time that car came out, and at the time that was the fastest car in the world. Um, that was a fun game. I remember playing that all the time.
My sister and I were not allowed to play Mario Kart growing up.
No?
No.
Really?
Because she would get mad because I would wait till the end and save the blue bomb and send it to her right as she was getting to the start finish line on the last lap. Yeah. We had a Wii remote sticking out of the TV one time. No,
My sister broke her Nintendo controller by literally using the cord to whip it into the side of my head. I used to do the same thing.
That's awesome.
Wait for the be in last place and just launch the blue shell, laugh. Next thing I know is get whipped with the controller.
Yeah, no, we weren't allowed to play. She would get angry. angry. Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah, the game I used to play was Dirt. I don't know how I forgot it because I still play all of the Dirt games in like WRC to this day.
Mhm. I was not good at Dirt. The Dirt Rally game. Oh my god, I was terrible.
So when people call it the Dark Souls of racing sim games, they're not joking.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So I've been wondering for the longest time because trying to talk to anybody in that community is really hard because most of the people that are fast are not from the United States.
Cause that's not a big United States thing. That's
Yeah,
not one of our.
I actually scraped through all the leaderboards. I am actually the fastest American on the leaderboards in WRC.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Like I was sitting there and I was talking to my wife the other day because I finally posted another top 50 time.
Mhm.
And I was looking and I was like, I don't think there's any Americans above me. I think it's all Finnish and Swedes.
Mhm. Well,
And I looked and I was like,
it's mainly over in Europe.
yeah.
That's a lot of what they do. I think rally's really cool, and you gotta have some big cojones on you to do some of the things that they do, man.
I just started learning how to flat out. Like there's some sections where you got to go through some pretty tight gates, and I would always hesitate because I was afraid to run into the gate.
Yeah.
And I just stopped caring eventually, just started mashing through it. I think the last race I did, I was going a buck 90 down a straightaway in the snow on ice.
That's awesome.
And it was night. I wanted to do a race like what they were actually doing in the WRC event, and they had a night race in the snow, and it was -2 outside.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, and it's cool because the night effects in that game work really good. So when you go over bumps and stuff, your headlights jiggle around and everything, and you can't see too far. You can see just enough. You've really got to listen to your co-driver because a turn will come out of nowhere.
Mhm. That'd be so nerve-wracking. For being the co-driver, having this. I wouldn't be able to look up. I'd just look at my notebook the whole time.
That's what I've noticed they do. And I've watched the in cars, and that's what it looks like they do. They stare at the pace notes and just but mainly because they know that they're the lifeline between them getting to the end of the race and not getting to the end of the race. Because if they
Yeah.
shut out the turn well enough, the guy's gonna know and slow down in time.
Yeah.
Most of the big mistakes that happen are from like slight hesitations in co-drivers or maybe changes in the turn that the co-driver didn't jot down. Like I've watched some pretty funny in cars of a Finnish guy cussing at his co-driver, hitting him in the head with the binder that he ripped out of his hand because he didn't tell him about a turn. They
Yeah.
get pretty mad. I watched a French guy throw his co-driver's notebook out the window and just drove the rest of the track by memory.
That's awesome. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. They're another breed. And then you had Colin McRae that would either win the race or crash it. And he'd go down in a glorious fashion.
Yeah. Awesome.
See, as much as I love race cars, I could never do that as a job, just because, even just going fast in a street car, like it takes your breath away. Like you're holding on for dear life. Like your eyes get real wide. Or at least that's how somebody explained it to me. What I was doing when I went fast in a car for the first time.
Mhm.
But yeah, I wouldn't be able to focus.
Grew up
I
taking shortcuts to school through cornfields.
listen, my buddy Austin, and then it was our friend Morgan, I think. I had my first car was a '97 Ranger. All right, and we were driving on this road, and Austin goes, "Hey Jade, that's a really nice field. Be a shame if somebody drove through it." Zero hesitation, hopped the ditch, went right into the field, did donuts, came right back out. And I was it Morgan like grabbed on to like Austin and I. She's like, Jade, why? I'm like, I don't know. Austin said so, and he's a co-pilot here. She was yeah, that was fun.
I had a truck, and my parents gave me a Ford Taurus in replacement of it when they took it in for cash for bunkers.
Yeah.
And I think the second day I had that Taurus, my friend was showing off his new Mustang, and I bet him I could beat him home. He took the road, I took the cornfield in that Ford Taurus.
Dude, those Tauruses, man, they were built.
I beat the crap out of that thing. It finally went out when my friend knocked it in the reverse while we were driving at 60 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
it it took some pretty bad abuse.
Yeah, they're built, man. That Ranger, I love that Ranger. It was good, man. It was good. Well, it was a good first podcast back, guys. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on? Comment before we get out of here?
No, I think I'm good.
Kev?
Yep, all good.
Kev's still not here. Oh,
Yeet.
there he is. It's just me, It's just me. Brandon, you got
Go
anything?
Bites, go Brock Brock.
No, man, I'm just excited to get the first. What we got? Duels coming up this week, and then
We got the answer that real quick. We have the Bud Shootout tomorrow night. So the random drawing, what Kevin and I were talking about, I guess we're doing it tomorrow night. Before the Bud Shootout. Then your result in the Bud Shootout will set your dole race.
And those are right after.
And doles are right after. So, it'll be a little bit of a long night tomorrow night for everybody, but we will be
No, they short races.
getting through it. Then, a week from tomorrow is our Daytona. So, I'm excited.
Yeah, I was just on practicing.
Mm. I know that I
you've
gotta.
been practicing while on the podcast here. No answer.
No answer. I
I
love
said,
it.
I said, yep.
Oh,
My bad.
Oh,
nice.
I
That's
screwed my chest.
That's all right. Kevin, Jardy, and myself, we're gonna go play 7 Days to Die, and I will stream it. But you're gonna hear me screaming like a little girl when the zombies start coming because it's
Oh
gonna
my
be
gosh.
horrendous.
And then the lowest level. Okay!
And then Kevin's gonna be jumping down trying to slay zombies, and he's just gonna die.
My stuff respawns in our back. It ain't no hardcore Minecraft where if you die, you don't get your shit. World's over. I respawn.
Respawn.
And you guys got your house defended for the blood moon.
So we were in like a basement. So when the new game came out, or the new console edition came out, Jardy and I were in a basement, but we didn't have the zombies on yet because we were still getting used to mechanics again. Well, we turned the zombies on, and like 15 of them spawned in the basement, and then they kept knocking our wall down. So we're like, well, and I think was it day of Jardy of the first blood moon?
When that happened,
No, was it day of when we went over to the grain? the grain silo, grain building, whatever it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. I think we switched over to that building like the day of, just because it was higher up.
Yeah.
'Cause I think we're like, what are
So
we, like 3 stories up?
yeah, 3 stories up, and we just kind of walled off the place where you had to jump over to get to, and we kind of just liked it because at night we were up high enough to where the zombies won't get in, or the zombies won't sense us, like during like a regular night, but during a blood moon, obviously they know exactly where you're at, and but we just kind of I'm reinforcing everything as we go, and then we do have a wall with spikes on the outside of it. Um, I currently just got enough robotics and science to where I can start building turrets, so I'm excited for that after this blood moon.
Yeah, if I were you, I would build a murder hole. That thing does the blood moon so nice. Put like 6 turrets in a line in one hole. It
Mhm.
just literally, you could set the whole blood moon and just chill.
Yeah, we just kind of we wait till we just have bow and arrows. We just start picking them off one by one, and then when the day comes happen, then we start hopping down and taking them out and start collecting all of our loot.
Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah.
Which number blood moon are you guys on?
Jade Jade changed the number of days
Yes.
that the blood moon occurs.
So it's every 10 days, but we have it set to where it can come up to 3 days later. So I think we're coming to Blood Moon 4.
Oh, okay. Well, have you guys experienced anything above that level for blood moons?
The most we had, what was it, 3 dire wolves the last Blood Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 3 dire wolves, and now the zombies are in rage mode.
Yeah.
So
Did you guys get the cops that blow up yet? And the
yep,
did you guys get the big titans?
the big titans.
The who?
So there's like a big armored one that's tall. I forget the name of it. It doesn't look like a normal zombie. It's like 3-4 feet taller than the regular one.
No.
Or did they not
Excuse
have
me?
that one in there anymore? Yeah. There's supposed to be a big tall one that spawns in eventually, and it
Oh
destroys.
no.
I'm drop kicking that.
We
There's
have
also a witch that comes in that screams and lures stuff in. Have you guys seen her?
yep.
Screamer, yeah, we
The
get plenty
screamer.
of them.
Yep. If you want to play with us,
Get
you're
that
more than
every
welcome.
night.
You're more than welcome to play with us if you want to play with us. We're on console. Playing.
Can I join you guys on PC from console to PC?
I don't know if it's crossplay or not. Let me look.
Is
Might be.
7 Days to Die crossplay. Peer-to-peer multiplayer session. Yeah.
Oh, sick! We can get if you want to play with us, you're more than welcome.
Yep, I'm downloading it now. It's only 12 gigs.
Sounds good. Sounds cool. And then we'll get out. When we get out of here, we'll get it figured out. So, because I'm gonna stream it anyway, because why not? Um, but like I said, guys, thanks for hanging out with me tonight on the podcast. Sorry about our technical difficulties to start the podcast. But hey, we got it all figured out for next week. And
About some Taco Bell.
they just put a new Taco Bell like 10 minutes away from me. I'm excited about it. That being said, we're gonna hop out of here. Again, thanks for joining. If you guys want to continue being in the podcast with me, you're more than welcome to. Every Monday night, starting at 8 o'clock. And yeah, so thanks you guys for joining, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good one, guys.
Yep, take it easy.